Hello, scrappy friends. Jen here with 3 layouts for you today from my travel album, all created with May I Scraplift You scraplifts. So I am doing day 4, 5, and 6, which is Lisa, Kristin, and Jessica. So you can see right there, this is the layout that I chose from Lisa. I got that from her Instagram, but she also has YouTube. So I will have the links down below because Kristin and Jessica are the same. I got their layouts from their Instagram, but you can go and check them out on YouTube as well. Stop in, give them some love and support, and say hello. I am just basically working my way through the May I Scraplift You list that Crystal put together and trying to get as many travel layouts as I can from this album completed so that I can just try to get this completed. I am seeing now that I probably will need to get a second album. This is chunky. It was a big trip and it is going to be 2 big albums. So I might have to put it on pause and move to a different album until I get another one for this trip. It's a Vicky Boutin album, the 6x8 albums. It's her, what is it called? I was going to say Discovery and Create, but it's Discover and Create album. And so if Sandy has another one, I might actually grab the exact same album. If not, I will just grab something similar because yeah, I think I'm going to need a second one, but I'm going to do my best to just keep working through the May I Scraplift You list because it's giving me lots of inspiration. And I can honestly say that I am just able to kind of sit down, look at the layouts that I've chosen, and then work away on a couple of pages and get, I've been averaging somewhere between 4 and 6 pages every time I sit down. So obviously I'm not doing that every day, but I am halfway through the month, even though you haven't seen it yet. I am halfway through the month. I haven't fully caught up, but I will get there. So you'll probably be seeing this well into June. But yeah, I've been finding this to be just a really easy way to kind of sit down and create. And the other thing is that I am doing kind of batch creating with my collections. So I pull a collection out for whatever project I might be working on that's not this travel album. And then while I have that collection out, I try to make a bunch of pages with it. So some of the pages will all fall in line and be one right after the other, like these pages are, but not all of the pages are that way because I have all of my pictures printed out. I can kind of hop around. So depending on what the specific collection is, if I think there might be different days kind of throughout the trip, then I can bounce around from one day to the next. Or, in this case, they're just all going to run one right after the other. And I'm totally okay with that because I'm at a point right now where I would just really love to see it done. And so if that means using the same collection and kind of doing the same thing for 3 or 4 pages, and then the next 3 or 4 pages are going to be something totally different, I am okay with that. So this is the Simple Vintage is it called? I think it's called the Essentials collection. So in that Simple Vintage line that Simple Stories has done, they've got multiple collections. And so this one is the Essentials. So it's your basic rainbow colors. And then it is ephemera and foam stickers and just all the kind of stuff. There's like flower foam stickers, butterfly foam stickers. There's some words and phrases, but they're kind of more general things like congratulations and happy day and love this. And then there's a few specific things like happy birthday, that kind of stuff. But it's all stuff that can go with any of the other Simple Vintage collections. So the bits of ephemera and the sticker pack and all of that, they're all kind of general images that you could pick and pull to put onto the other collections. So I happened to have it out and I thought I'm going to use this. So I'm going to get 6 pages out of this stuff before I put it away. So for this layout, what I did is I tried to find something that Lisa had created that I thought would work in this 6x8 size. And I really liked the way that she had the strips of paper going down. And I thought that is a perfect way to use scraps. And so because I've been cutting into all of these papers, I'm building up a pretty good pile of scraps. You can see kind of above me. I've been holding on to them because this is a situation where I feel like the small little bits and pieces that you might toss away, they actually come in handy in this 6x8 size. They come in handy in like the smaller pocket pages, like Project Life sized stuff. And so I've sort of been holding on to them, and I thought that this is a good opportunity or a good layout where I can use some of those strips that I've already cut to kind of create the strips that would go behind my paper. So I did cheat a little bit and kind of tucked some in at the top and tucked some in at the bottom. You could definitely just go ahead and run those strips right across your background. I'm trying to be very conscious of how much dimension each of my pages has. So wherever possible, I'm trying not to add too many extra layers, but also that is where kind of the scraps come in. So all those little bits, I'm able to stretch them a bit further by having them cut and just tucking them in. So it gives the illusion that they run all the way down the paper when they actually don't. So I really liked that one from Lisa. So I kind of did my strips and then added a few bits of ephemera in the same place that she had them on her layout, and then popped that one away. And now I'm going to work on number 2, which is Kristin's. And I thought this one was really fun with the mixed media. And even though I'm trying to kind of do these pages a little bit quicker and get a few of them done in one sitting, I still love mixed media and I love to get messy and play with my paints and stuff. So I've thrown a few of those in just to give myself a little bit of extra fun. And so this is one of them. So I intentionally chose the black and white paper because on Kristin's layout, running down that left-hand side, she has some sort of like newspaper print or book print that is black and white. And so I thought I will kind of pull from that and go with the black and white paper. And then my other 2 pages that I did, I actually had that border strip that all 3 pages have that. I had those on the right hand side, but for this one, I switched it and put it on the left hand side again, because that's just like what Kristin had. So it's not an exact match to hers, but I tried to kind of pull some of that inspiration. And then I thought, because I'm not using fully white paper, that I would go ahead and give myself a little bit of help by putting some acrylic paint down, just plain white acrylic paint, which would help the colors from my watercolor really stand out. If I was using white paper, I probably wouldn't have done that, and I would have let the colors just, blend really nicely and do their watercolory thing. But because I plan on using the back of this page, that acrylic paint is also going to help to make sure that none of my watercolor is kind of bleeding through. I figured I probably would be covering it up for the most part, so I wasn't too worried about it. But it's kind of like using gesso or any of those. So it definitely helped the colors to be a bit brighter, but it also protected that page. My picture is also really dark, and so rather than going for sort of like lighter muted colors, I really wanted to have my watercolors be bright and bold, because you can see here, I think if they had been too light, the whole page would have looked dark. So the white acrylic paint really helps to make those colors much more concentrated and bright. So I kind of painted very quickly, very simply. I didn't let too many puddles kind of glob up. I mopped those up a bit because I didn't want a lot of moisture sitting on the paper. And then I also sprinkled some of my gold because it's already there, so I might as well, and let it fully dry before I start putting all this stuff on. And now all I'm doing is matching the colors from the sticker book. So this is part of that same collection. So there's one page of stickers for each color, and I'm just kind of generally matching some sort of sticker, some sort of image with basically every color in my watercolor. And I don't have a ton of room to do like big beautiful clusters or anything like that, so I figured one sticker. I'm not going to fuss too much and try to have layers of things. Again, I'm not adding that bulk, so I figured one sticker, maybe two stickers is good enough. And you can see they're all very similar. Like there's 4 or 5, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 circles in each one, but the images might be slightly different. There's a couple of butterflies, a couple of flowers, a couple of birds, a couple of kind of label clusters. So each page is slightly different, but all essentially the same. They all have one large word, and then they all have a couple of like tabs and tags and things like that. So I just picked a few things that kind of I thought matched and fit the spacing. And then I have these foam rainbow butterflies, rainbow flowers. And there's some tiny ones and some large ones. So I just grabbed a couple of those tiny ones and popped those in there just for a different shape and kind of a different texture. I know they do add a little bit of dimension, but I just felt like it needed something a little different. And then there you can see, I think I was trying to show that Kristin has these big titles in the rainbow colors, and I don't have a lot of room to kind of do that. And so I still wanted to have the words represented because I think they're an important part of the original layout, and you definitely see them, they stand out. So I went for some word labels and just kind of made sure to get some letters on there to represent that as well. And then that is it. That is the second layout. So pretty quick, pretty easy. The drying time was honestly the longest part of that whole thing. And now I am moving on to the back of that layout. So this is good and dry. There's no worry that, it's wet on this back side and that nothing is going to stick. I let it have enough time. And so this is Jessica's layout. Now, again, with this one, I liked that it was a good opportunity to use up scraps and little bits of paper by having those banners that you could kind of tuck in and make in a row. You could also use washi tape, or you could use like label stickers, all kinds of things, but I thought this is perfect for my scraps because you can see I've got that growing collection there, and not all of my strips are going to need to go right across the whole page, so it's perfect for even teeny tiny little scraps. So I am making one little change just because it works better with my particular background, where Jessica's layout is all kind of working towards the right. Mine is all working towards the left, because to make my background papers, which there is a video you can hop back and go and see a couple of videos ago for day 1, I show you how I'm making these pages. I used torn paper that I already had, and then to give it the extra width that it needed to be the full 6 inches, I added some strips that I had as scraps as well. And so where those two pieces come together, that happens on the right hand side on my page. So I shifted everything where she had her film strip, I just used a strip of cardstock, but I have it going slightly more on the right hand side than the left hand side, and then all of my little banners are going towards the left. So just working with the supplies that I had to make it work for me. And basically this one was pretty easy to throw together. I just used all of those scraps. I kind of knew where I wanted my picture to go, so I knew which banners had to be a little bit longer. And then once I got a few of them in there, I actually stick my picture down. I'm waiting for the gold splatter that I just added on there to dry a little bit too. But once that's nice and dry, I can stick my picture down, and then I can fill in all that space with the leftover banners, and kind of, I layered them up so that the colors were all spread out, and there was at least 2 of each color, I think, and then kind of added a few on top and made sure that all of the colors had their moment to kind of pop a little bit and shine. I did outline every single one of them because I felt like this pattern in particular kind of needed it from the busy background. But if that is more work than you want to do, you definitely wouldn't have to do that. You don't even have to cut out your little fishtail if you didn't want to, if you just wanted these to be strips, or again, if you were using washi tape or something like that, stickers, whatever it is, you wouldn't have to cut out those tails. But it really didn't take me too long. And now you can see here, I don't even need the full strips. I just need a couple little pieces that can kind of poke out from behind my picture. So this one also came together really quick, really easy. Not really a lot of embellishing. I'm not intentionally being stingy, but I'm just trying to like do what I need to do so that I think that the layouts look good and look finished without overthinking any of it, so that it can get into the album and just be done. And so, yeah, I think I love how all of these turned out. And it's kind of funny because I put them away, and then I was working on the next set of pages, and then I had to pull these out to take some pictures and get them into my album. And I was like, ooh, I actually really like how these turned out. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I think they worked out really well. And of course, this is going to get the same type of ephemera. So I was going to go for a bigger butterfly, but I went for a sticker and just a little word. So again, kind of roughly where Jessica has her little bit of ephemera, I also aim to put something there too, just in the reverse. But yeah, I've been having so much fun doing this, and I thank you guys so much for watching and joining me. Please check out the master playlist so you can see the work that everybody who's participating is doing. You can literally go into that playlist, click play, and it will play all month long for you with everybody's videos that they're contributing. So it's a great way to see everybody, see which layouts they're picking from each person and how they use scrap lifting to inspire them. So the links are all down below. You will find Lisa and Kristin and Jessica's links. You will also find the Scrap Shots links, because that's where I've got all these supplies from, and that master playlist. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you again soon. Happy scrapping. Bye.